Hello, my name is Jennifer O'Brien. I am one of two academic skills specialists with Brock International. Today we will discuss time management, one of the most essential academic skills in university. Time may seem universal as it is your reality. However, various cultures actually view time very differently. As an international student, it is important to know that different cultures have different meanings associated with time. For example, in Canada and the US, time is limited, with deadlines being firm and punctuality being very important. In contrast, some home countries view time as flexible, with changeable deadlines and the expectation that people be late to gatherings. You may be wondering why effective time management matters, or what benefits it brings to you. The answer is simple. Being able to effectively manage your time is important to help you reach and live out your goals and values, meet deadlines, and ultimately reduce stress. In doing so, you'll work smarter and perform higher. In order to begin managing your time, first you must consider where your time is going. How do you manage your time right now? How do you spend most of your time? For many people, these questions pose more difficult to answer than one would initially think. In order to help you answer these questions, there are two techniques or ways to identify how time is spent. The first is by creating or keeping a time log, and the second is by identifying black holes or problem areas. Depicted here is a sample time log. A time log is a record for how time is spent. In this case, the hours of the day are located in the first column and are broken down into hourly increments. Across the top row are 10 broad categories that can be used to classify the different parts of your day. The idea is to use this chart to track how your time is spent, as oftentimes we do not realize the amount of time lost to unproductive or unplanned things. Filling this chart out for a couple of days is helpful in identifying how our time is spent and ultimately pinpointing areas we need to change. The important thing to note: since the 10 categories are broad, you may find it useful to make a legend for what tasks belong to specific categories. For example, texting could fall under recreation or social, depending on the user's identification of the task itself. Alternatively, some individuals may prefer to keep notes detailing the events of a day. However, this method can be found to be more time-consuming. Once you have an idea how your time is being spent, you can begin to strategize. Today, we will look at the 4 schedule system. This system of schedules moves from a broad, long-term perspective to focus on specific day-to-day details. A term schedule is a schedule with the broadest scope. In this case, you will consider all major events and deadlines occurring throughout the term, or over the next 4 months. We recommend you begin by detailing all assignment due dates and exam dates. Once you have the major events detailed, you will visually be able to see your congested or busy areas. It is important you take note of this and start things ahead of time. This knowledge is important when it comes to making your weekly schedule. Depicted is a term schedule that is used in the fall term, the months September, October, November, and December. The next schedule we will discuss is the master schedule. This schedule is made once a term and makes note of events or items that will be constant from week to week. For a student, this would likely include your class time. The weekly schedule is built on your master schedule, and as its name infers, it is made weekly. The difference between the two schedules is that the weekly schedule, while it includes the constant events, it also includes events that are unique to that specific week. These can be seen in the blueprint on the example. This may include scheduled hours for a part-time job, working on an assignment that you know will be due soon, or going to dinner with friends. While the other schedules are useful, especially for organizational purposes, this schedule is usable and will help guide your daily life. The final schedule is a daily schedule or to-do list, and it is made daily. Here, you can break down large items from your weekly calendar into more specific details. For example, if you plan to work on a class assignment today, you may make note of what you need to do specifically, such as research or reading, brainstorming thesis ideas, writing an introductory paragraph. When making our daily schedules, it can be difficult to decide which items to tackle first. Using a priority index can be a helpful way to help organize yourself. To use a priority index, you must first create a ranking system. This can be something like a 5-tiered system, where 1 represents items that are top priority and time sensitive, and 5 represents items to do only if time permits. You only need to make the priority index once, and then can use it as a reference to rank items on your daily to-do list. The picture on the screen shows an example of an applied priority index to a daily to-do list. Thank you for watching our mini lesson on time management. Please stay tuned for the next video in our series on note-taking skills.